Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Today's talk is about enjoying seclusion. Has been 3 weeks into the Vasa, so hope all of us are enjoying our seclusion. I know I am whenever whenever I'm free from connection from the world, and I really enjoy myself. So why we talk about this topic today? Because as a meditator, it's very important for us, and it is one of the happiness that we can develop and experience and enjoy. Okay, especially for those staying in the forest. But there has to be that for some people it comes naturally. This enjoying seclusion, the joy of seclusion. For some people it takes some time to get used to it. Okay, get used to it and to gradually be able to enjoy it, as what the Buddha say. Okay. So when did this idea about seclusion come about? There was one time I was in Sri Lanka. That was, I think, when I was a novice monk, Samanera. I think, if I never remember wrongly, that time we were in the midst of our Vinaya class. So in Sri Lanka, in our tradition, before we become a bhikkhu, we have to go through the Vinaya, the Patimokkha. We have Patimokkha classes with our teachers, and then we need to take an examination and pass the examination before we can become bhikkhus. Okay? So at that time we were discussing, and I think there was some discussion going about I think it was some kuti or there was some issue. I cannot really remember what was the issue about. But then my respected teacher, Venerable Sangha Supanabante, so he was saying that, if you guys do like that, then you cannot enjoy the joy of seclusion. I think it was something about the kutis, because in Nauyana, in Sri Lanka, Nauyana Forest Monastery, we have our kutis there are some kutis which are like blocks of rooms, and there are kutis where this individual, and because Nauyana is so big, I think it's at least 5,000 acres and still growing. Okay, so the kutis are designed in a way, the way that they place the kutis is that the kutis, one kuti and another kuti, and the middle is blocked by some bushes or some trees, right? So you cannot see, according to them, it's built according to what the commentaries suggest. But I haven't read that. But according to my teacher, it's something like that. Then it's built in a certain way where this kuti, the person staying in this kuti cannot see the person staying in the neighboring kuti, but they can hear when the neighbor coughs. And why is this so? Okay, so it's because when you block it with trees and all that, then you cannot go out the window and say, "Hey, hi, good morning," like that. No? Then all your seclusion is gone. Huh? And also, why do they have to hear the sound of them coughing? So because last time when bhikkhus were staying in the forest, So there were bears, elephants, tigers, and I don't know whether got. I think India no lion. Okay, it got tiger, maybe the Bengali tiger. So if or sometimes if monks they get sick, then they can ask for help. They can cry for help, and when they ask for help, then the neighboring monk can hear. So that's why it's designed in a way like that to have enough seclusion, but still have some safety precautions like that. So when at that time I was a young monk, so the time when my teacher he was saying about this joy of seclusion, and that time I was really like inspired. I was like, oh, there is joy in seclusion. Seclusion also have joy. Oh, okay. How to have joy in seclusion? And that's where we go deeper into the subject. Because when you first, I think at that time, let me see. Yeah, at that time, actually, I was staying, when I was staying as a monk, I was staying pretty happily, I like being in the forest, meditating under trees, going for long walks. Sometimes, especially if those who like seclusion, then they can take a walk, do walking meditation in the footpaths under the starry nights, under the sky. It's just so wonderful. And meditate on the cliff, on the top of the mountain, under the stars. It's very wonderful. But I didn't know about joy of seclusion. But that is also part of the joy of seclusion. And so when I heard it, I was like, oh, is it what I'm experiencing now? Is there more to it? Yeah, so we go deeper into that. So in the Buddha's teachings, for this seclusion, we call viveka. In Pali, we call viveka. There's 3 types of viveka. Okay? So first type of viveka is kaya viveka. Kaya viveka is where we distance ourselves, keep ourselves away from company, from association, from talking too much, associating too much, etc. So this kaya, this bodily seclusion is very, very important for our development of our meditation. Because like if those who meditate will know, if they always talk, then after that, then maybe they have some good meditation. They feel very calm, very peaceful during their meditation. After they come out, and if they talk about non-dharma issues, and then talk about non-dharma issues and talk. Then after that, when they sit down again, then their mind is very restless. Go all the way from Europe to Africa, take you around the world before you come back. Right? And difficult for the mind to settle down and become calm and peaceful again. So that's why in the monasteries, maybe you will see some people, especially like meditation monasteries, when you go there. I mean, also for lay people, when you go there, then you may see that the monks and the nuns or the yogis, they're not looking at you. They're just looking down. But sometimes they say hi to them. Oh, hi. Then they continue like that. It's not because they are arrogant. Not because they are arrogant. It's because they are just focusing on the meditation subject, and they just want to, have some seclusion like that. So if those people who go to forest monasteries, and then if you find that the monks or nuns want to keep a distance away from you, don't get sad or angry, okay? It's part of the practice. All right. So don't take it like very arrogant, very proud, like that. Not like that. So we must have this understanding. So this is for lay people, but then for monks and nuns, also it's very important for us to do that. But what if we don't have? We are staying in a situation where we cannot do it. Like now, whether it's in KL or in Kuching, some of us are sharing kutis like that. So how do we try to still maintain seclusion like this? So when we are sharing room, bodily seclusion is sometimes still possible. That is, if in the monasteries that you stay, then maybe you can always find a spot that's not so frequently visited by people. Then okay, you can go there like that. And then spend some time there with your meditation, or whether it's sometimes just to take some time off. So for those who are doing services and all that, you also need your me time also. So lay people also need their me time. So for us, especially for monks and nuns, we also need some me time also. So sometimes even the me time can be in your kuti. Like, in a kuti, I still remember when we were staying in Kuching during the 0809 2010 years. 3 to 4% one kuti we were staying. But we just carry on with our own things, that time I was staying with Bande DG and Venerable Rewata. So we just carry on with our own thing. So was there like a physical seclusion? To a certain extent there was, because in the kuti, except for very important things, we don't have to talk to each other. So for those who are sharing rooms now, if you feel that, how do I have to talk to them, make them feel welcome? If everyone understand that, we stay we sharing kuti, then okay, you just do your own thing. Let people have their own space, then they do their own thing. We do our own thing. Then still okay one actually. You can have your daily coffee or your tea in the yoga mat just beside your bed. That's enough. No need to talk to your roommates. No need, except if it's something important. All right. So I remember that last time Bande Mangala, our teacher, also says, you want to stay secluded in a group, we have to learn to stay secluded in a group. We have to, and if our conditions are not that or not that well, then we have to learn to stay secluded when we are sharing rooms. All right. So in a room, if we are sharing, then no need to talk too much. Okay, we have a basic understanding. Maybe in the beginning, you can just say, I'm going to do this. My lifestyle is like this. Your lifestyle is okay. Then we have a basic understanding of each other. Okay, enough like that. So this kind of to a certain extent, we can practice a little bit of this physical seclusion. Whether you want to find your own spot, maybe it's in your room, maybe it's in the meditation hall, maybe it's in some part of the monastery. Also possible. Like that. So the first one is kaya viveka. And to develop that joy for this, okay, we say about doing it, but doing it, some people just force themselves, They say, Buddha say must secluded, don't talk to people. Don't come and talk to me. Don't go away, like that. So you have to be very careful about that. Sometimes when people when we want to stay in seclusion, then we want to disengage from the company, disengage from people, right? But sometimes when we do that, if we have attachment to it, then we may also find ourselves getting frustrated about it. So how to become frustrated about it? So when you want to practice seclusion, you want to get away from anyone, you want to disengage, then people still come in and talk to you. Hey, hello, good morning. Hey, how are? Wow, hey, wow, look like today a lot of food, like that. Talk to you about this kind of stuff, Then come to you, hey, you know, yesterday night, like that, still want to talk to you, If we have attachment to that, then you may get angry. And if you get angry, if you have attachment to that and you get angry, you find that your practice, okay, it'll be like that. You practice, try to be secluded, try to get away. Then after that, your meditation gets a little bit well. Then somebody talks to you and you get angry. Then, like the stock market, like that, then very angry. Then you try to use Dharma, to purify your anger. Okay already. Okay. And then you try again. Then after that, your meditation goes up again to a certain stage when it's getting usually when it's getting good, when you feel calm, when you feel more mindful, then somebody comes to you and say, hey, that one, yesterday, later today we have something, then pom, again, get angry again. And then after that, go up again, and then somebody finds you again, down again. So it's like a roller coaster, up, down. Wow, very exciting, So who say yogi life very boring, up and down like that. So this is usually in the beginning stage where the yogi doesn't understand. Then they will encounter this kind of thing, up and down. It sometimes gets very frustrating. So what is actually going on here? It's actually the attachment to being disturbed. The attachment to the idea that I don't want to be disturbed. They are disturbing my seclusion. My happiness, my seclusion is because of them, like that. Then if we never realize that this is the thought, this is the defilement that is making you angry and falling down, or make your meditation go back to zero again, then it will just be like an endless loop, and it will be very suffering. You always have to protect yourself against people, always protect like that. And when sometimes, if we do it unmindfully, we may create even an invisible wall against people. So when you have an invisible wall against people, this is a subtle form of anger, dosa. Because dosa is characteristic and manifestation of dosa is to reject or to avoid, like that. Reject. Get away from me, like that. So when we develop that kind of mental pattern, then when you come back and meditate on the mindfulness of, when you practice the mindfulness of breathing meditation, then again your mind may habitually have an obstacle, have a wall. The yogi may find that they have their mind, between the mind and the breath, have a wall. It's the same like how they treat people, like that. Okay, so these are some of the things that we have to take note when we want to develop the joy of seclusion. All right. So how do we do it mindfully, and so that we don't get into the vicious cycle of roller coaster ride again? So the thing is actually is to understand that disturbance may or may not come. If it comes, if it doesn't come, it's natural. If it comes, it's natural. Okay, according to samsara, according to our karma. So whenever like you want to stay away and things like that, but if people still come and talk to you and all that, no problem. Just react with wise attention. As long as actually the damage, the influence, okay, the influence from taking a few seconds of your time to send metta to somebody that says hi to you and say hi back, may you be well and happy, like that. The influence is not as strong as you getting angry over people calling you about that or people disturbing your so-called seclusion. Okay, it usually it is the okay. Let's say if you mindfully react, if people come and talk to you, you react mindfully with wise attention, and then just react like that, or mindfully do the things that you're asked to do. Then after that, you go back to your meditation. Maybe affect 20-30% of your mindfulness. For some cases, if it's doing hard work, if it's doing some talking and in some interactions, surely we'll have some disturbance. Okay? That's why it's better to keep noble silence. But if not, then surely have some disturbance. But maybe 10 to 30%. But if the moment we have anger, and we indulge in it, then go all the way down. Maybe it will affect you maybe 90% to 100%. So the different level of effect. So you see, if we react mindfully and with loving kindness and all that, or we do the work mindfully, if we have to do some work mindfully, then not so effective. When we meditate, then it's very easy to regain. Very easy to regain the mindfulness and concentration again. But if we react with anger, then very difficult. You will spend more time overcoming that bad feeling, then you have to deal with that bad feeling, you have to deal with the mind. Why like that? Why like that? Why like that? Why always this time? Why always when meditation is getting better? Like that. But that's why Bande Mangala is very important to develop our mind to the stage where, like Bande Mangala says, nothing can disturb our mind. Okay? At least at this level. We try to purify our mind to the extent that nothing, we can always, or from another point of view, we try to develop our mind to the extent that we can always have wise attention and good emotions, wholesome emotions towards any phenomena, any person, and any issue. Not easy to develop, but it's possible. And the fact that it's possible means that there's hope. And if we haven't reached to that level, then just continue. Then that's what we have to do, ma. Like that, huh? So this is how we have to look out for. These are the things that we have to look out for when we want to practice Kaya Viveka. And then how to develop the joy of this Kaya Viveka. Okay? So the Buddha says in the Iti Buddhaka, okay? This is in the Iti Buddhaka 2.11. So this was said by the Blessed One, said by the Arahant. Okay? So it says two trains of thoughts often occur to the Bhagata. Okay? So what are they? Just long story short. So in this Iti Buddhaka, it says the Buddha enjoys non-ill will. It means non-anger. Okay? Delights in non-anger. To him, enjoying non-anger, delighting in non-anger. So this thought often occurs. By this activity, I harm no one at all, whether weak or firm. Okay? And the second one is more relevant to today. The Buddha enjoys seclusion. Okay? Delights in seclusion. To him, enjoying seclusion, delighting in seclusion, this thought often occurs. Whatever is unskillful is abandoned. Okay? So monks, you should live enjoying non-ill will, delighting in non-ill will. So by enjoying it, this thought often occur. By this activity, we harm no one at all, whether weak or firm. So the second one, you too should live enjoying in seclusion, delighting in seclusion. Okay? To you, enjoying seclusion, delighting in seclusion, this thought will often occur. What is unskillful? Important thing, take note. What is unskillful? What is not yet abundant? What are we abandoning? Okay? So when we want to practice, when we want to develop this joy of Kaya Viveka, then we can contemplate on the souls of company and human relationships, right? So in human relationships, if we really go into it, if we really go deep into it, okay, actually sometimes not easy, right? Not easy to please everyone. Isn't that so? Because why? Because according to the Anatta Lakkhana Sutta, we cannot control our body, cannot control our feeling totally, cannot control our perception totally, cannot control our mental formations properly, totally, cannot control our consciousness properly. Then we also cannot control other people's body, thought, feelings, mental formations, consciousness, right? So it is, when you think about it, like, okay, then I cannot totally control one, right? So, and you do something, maybe 80% will feel good, 20% don't feel good. Right? So it's very difficult, isn't it so? Then you have to try to, maintain and have loving kindness and all that. And of course, we try to have loving kindness to everyone. That's part of our practice. But there's always this hassle in it, right? So hassle that, some some particular Buddha in the past, okay? Some kings in the past, they become so tired of human relationships. But it's because they see the hassles and dangers in it. Then they went into the forest and became Pachika Buddhas. So this is given in the Rhinoceros Horn Sutta. Okay, given in the Sutta Nipata. So it's actually a sutta that contains 41 stories of Pachika Buddha. So we'll go to the verse 43. Okay, so it says, even some monastics are hard to please. So too, householders living at home, okay, being unconcerned about others' son, one should live alone like a rhinoceros horn. So what is the origin of this, okay, of this gatha? So it was said that last time, there was this king, the king of Varanasi. So this king of Varanasi had a queen, and then one day the queen died. So the ministers, they're saying, "Oh, king, a country cannot not have a queen. Please find a queen." So he said, "Okay lah, go and find for me." Then after that, they found out that the king of the neighboring country had passed away. So left the queen. So they tried to, like, hey, a country cannot have no king, ma. So they say, hey, go and find. Then they meet up, the two entourage meet up, and then after that, then uh, they inform each other. So the entourage from the king's side, they went to the queen. Then they say, oh, our king just lost his queen. So please come and become our queen. Then the queen said, oh, but I'm pregnant already. Leh. So pregnant women are not so, pleasant to kings. Please inform your king. And then they went back, they informed the king. And the king also actually very, very, open-minded. Say, got son, I got pregnant also, never mind. Come lah. He's okay with it, no? Like that. So, okay, then, okay lah, the queen said, okay already, okay lah, okay, go lah, like that. So they went there, and then the king was very nice to them also, no? Oh, yes. Then he went there, the queen went there, and the king set her as his chief queen. Okay, and after that, as time goes by, the queen gave birth to a son, a prince. And even though the son doesn't belong to the king, but he's still very nice to it. Very nice, very kind to it, play with it. Not bad, this king. Then after that, the nannies taking care of the prince. They saw that, the prince and the king so nice together. Then they thought, but kings are not to be trusted one. If the king one day become angry, our prince may die. So they try to divide cause some discord, okay, between the king and the prince. So they told the prince, hey, actually, your father is not this king. Your father is another king, but he died already. So this king now, don't trust him, like that. Okay. Then after that, when the king came again, so the prince, hearing the words of the nannies, was not so close to the king, like usual. So the king was, what happened? Why my son like that? So he asked them. He tried to find out. Try to find out what happened. Then after that, he found out. That the nannies, they were talking to the prince like this. Then he thought, why like that? When I treated them so well, but they become hostile to me. So because of this, he became disenchanted. So he abandoned the kingdom. Sin already. He abandoned the kingdom and then he went forth. Okay? But after he went forth, then people saw that, the king went forth already. Renounce already. They also want to renounce. So they follow the king. And by and by, a lot of people follow the king to renounce. Okay? And then after that, the king, because he still have the karma of being a leader, so he tried to distribute the requisites properly, from senior to junior, like that. Then because they received, some things were good quality, some things not so good quality. Then he just send it, allocate according to seniority. So for those who receive good things, okay lah. Keep quiet lah. But for those who receive not so good thing, complain like that lor. So the complaint come already. They say, why even though we sweep the floor we clean, do this and that, we still get the bad thing like that. Then they start to complain. Then when the king heard of this, they say, they complain even when this item given to seniority. So they want to complain. This community very difficult to please. So taking his bow and his rope, he just went into the forest alone and he practiced, and then ultimately realized Pacceka Buddhahood. Okay, make an end of suffering. Yeah. So, are we hard to please? We have to reflect. But you see, when when there are attachment to people, when people have attachment when staying in a community, not so easy because we all have defilements, isn't it? So we have defilements and all that. So when we think about when people and people, it's not telling us to hate each other, but rather it is understanding that when we have interactions, then definitely there may be a chance that some people may think like not what you expect and behave like not what you expect. They may think in a political way. They may think they may want to play political games, whether it's in a monastic community or whether it's in a householder community. We have to be realistic with this because even though one may be ordained, but if they still indulge in their defilements, then they may still engage in some very naughty acts or disgustful acts, like that. So, so if we have the chance to stay in seclusion, and then maybe you're sharing your room, but you don't have to talk to each other because you guys have an understanding already. Then, no need to talk. So good, we have understanding. It's so good, no. So when we always contemplate about the joy of not needing to to talk, to maintain relationship like that, to you have to do something in order to please the other party. No need already lah. Okay lah. But when we do this, we should have an understanding that the people staying together have common understanding. Okay, if no common understanding, then very difficult. But so now that's why we give this talk, so everyone have common understanding. Okay, so if your roommate don't talk to you, don't complain. It's because they want to enjoy seclusion only. Okay. So don't expect. If you expect, you also fall into defilement. So also not right. Okay. So when we always contemplate about, it's so nice to be free from, when, especially for those who are able to practice wholeheartedly now, just meditation and maintaining mindfulness and just doing some, maybe some duty, some cleaning that the monastery needs, all this meritorious stuff. Then no need to engage in people. Then think about, the joy of no need to engage in people. The joy of disengaging. So when we always have this inclination of disengaging, disengaging from people, disengaging from company, then you will be able to always arise these thoughts that the Buddha say. What are the thoughts? The thoughts that, what is unskillful? What is it that I have not abandoned? What are we abandoning? First, we must try to abandon the attachment to company, the attachment to want to talking, want to associate, like that. Okay? When we have the inclination, when we have the mind inclination thinking that, physical seclusion, very good one. No need to get involved into people's right and wrong, good and bad, fair and unfair, justice and injustice. No need to be counselor already. The counselor job belongs to the teacher and management. Like that, like Tai Chi, like that. It's not that we don't have metta to people, but it's because we know that we have important things to do now, which is the purification of the mind. Then when you do that, when you have this inclination of the mind, then when you are able to stay alone, and if people comes to you, you're able to react with loving kindness and wise attention back. You're a very happy one. Very happy one. Think about the joy that think about the joy that you have from staying alone, and think about the hassles that and the complications, complicated things that you avoid when you don't have to interact with people. Okay, especially when you're on a retreat. So this is mostly for retreatants. Huh? Okay, then that is how we are able to develop this joy of seclusion. And that is how, when we have this inclination of seclusion, every time you are free from work already. Ah, so nice. Okay, finish cleaning, finish my meritorious deeds. Ah, so nice, can meditate already. Oh, nice to be free from the hassles. When you are doing management, if those who do management, then you know that how free you are to be free, how happy you are to be free from your phone and the internet, and free from the calls. So nice. You have your me time, okay, and that's very recharging. And then because of recharging, it brings joy, and then gradually, you'll be able to experience the joy of physical seclusion. But for some people, it comes naturally. For some people, it takes some time to get used to it. Okay, so like some people, some yogis, for monks, after 5 vasa, then they need to go out. Then they can travel. Of course, they have to meet other requirements, but usually after 5 vasa, then they can go to the forest and go to a while and meditate. So some stories goes like this: is that some of the monks, they go to the forest, really really deep forest, but they still manage to go to a Pindapata. Go to a village for Pindapata. Then they stay alone in the forest. And sometimes because you only have trees around you, trees around you, you don't have other monks to complain or to chit chat anymore. You don't have other work, other building works to do anymore. Maybe the building is already there, or you're just staying under the tree or something like that. Then sometimes the mind, because of that sensory deprivation, and if one does not get used to it yet, so one can get very restless. It can get very restless to the point where there's some stories which I mentioned before. So some monks, they're so restless and so uncomfortable, being that they feel so pent up inside, that they, of course, monks are not supposed to climb trees, but there was one time this monk feeling so compressed inside, so suppressed inside that they just climb out a tree and they just shout, Vent out all that suppression and all that uncomfortable feeling inside. Then after that, after shouting, then they see, you so high, why I climb up? Why I climb up the tree? Then they have to get down very, very carefully like that. Yeah. So there has to be some kind of for some people, there needs to be some gradual training. Okay. So how people can do it? One suggestion, one way is like that. So for people who have not gone into seclusion before, so they can go for maybe first 10 days, try a 10-day seclusion, and they retreat. Then after that, they find that 10 days is okay. Then maybe go for 1 month. After 1 month, maybe go for 3 months. After 3 months, go for 4 months, 5 months. Then after that, come back. So there's one, because we have been to different places, different monasteries. So I was asking one monk, say, hey, in your tradition, how do you deal with monks who, after they meditate, they very, very strong effort and meditate, and then after that they just go a little bit bonkers, how do you help them? So they say, very easy, ask them to come back and tell them to do service. Don't meditate, just do service. Do, and then talk to them, give them coffee and tea, read some books. Then after 1-2 weeks or after some time, then they okay already. Then they ask them to go again. Like that. So there's one monk very close to me. Have this. He has this experience also. It's a real experience. So we were staying in the forest and meditate. Keeping very nice and very peaceful life. But one day just cannot. Wow, the heart was beating so fast and very restless. Feel like a trapped animal. Feel so suppressed. Feel so. I don't. I think he did. I think he didn't have any depression, but he was feeling so suppressed inside. So he went down, find his teacher, and then that time that time communication was not so good. So his teacher went out. So he had to wait there for 3 hours, 4 hours. After that, his teacher came back and he paid respect to his teacher and said, "Oh, Monday I need to talk to you." And okay, what happened? He said, I cannot meditate. I'm very stressed. I feel so uncomfortable. And then the teacher just, okay, very kindly, okay, don't worry, okay, you just don't stay up in the forest, come back, stay downside, okay, then go and drink some coffee and tea. And then go to village for Pindapata. Then if you want, go and read some books. Okay, do some service. Make yourself happy with monk life. Like that. So just be happy. Just live a happy monk life. Relax a little bit. Okay. If you feel like meditating, okay, meditate. But don't meditate too long. Just can. Like that. Then the monks stay around the area because in Sri Lanka it's a very free. I mean, the monks usually don't go out, but you feel very free because you're staying in a 5,000 acre monastery. Okay, so it takes 2.5 hours to walk around the monastery, so it's very free. So the monks can just stay in any. Were trained. The monks were trained to just sleep anywhere, just have 3 cushion and 3 cushion, then and 1 sangkati as your pillow, finish. But you feel so free over there, right? So the monks stay downside. That one is what we call the downside. So in Nauyana, we have the downside monastery, we have the middle monastery, and then we have the back monastery. Okay, so we stay in the downside monastery and just relax, enjoy, read some book, drink some tea, drink some coffee, and then go to village, change environment. Then after that, after a few days, then he feel, okay already. Then he go and find his teacher. Monday, he said, Monday, I think I feel okay already. Then okay now. Then just go back take it easy, like that. Then gradually he was able to slowly train. Then after that, gradually able to make good friends with himself. Make good friends with himself and become a good friend of himself and being able to stay just alone for a longer period of time. Okay, so it takes for some, it's not like, some people, they're so inspired by the suttas. I read this sutta, this Bande Gita, very inspiring. I want to go to the forest and I just want to meditate there already. Don't want to care about the world already, like that. Then, for some, they, force themselves, like very energetic, like that. Meditate, body always straight, all like that. Cannot relax one. Then usually these ones are the ones that, they give themselves a lot of problems. It's not because of the striving, but there's a lot of attention and a lot of craving inside. They don't know how to balance. Don't know how to balance between effort and relax. So that's why they have a lot of problem. And then after that, they're not happy with the monk life because they're forcing themselves. They didn't develop the happiness in monk life, and then they're forcing themselves, and then they force themselves, and then they get hurt themselves, and then they blame, and then they get disillusioned with monk life, and then some of them they leave. Okay, some of them they may even go bonkers. So it really takes experience, okay, and also learning about, okay, you want to develop this joy of seclusion. It's not like suddenly you go to forest and then don't care about anything. Sometimes you also tak boleh tahan one, it means we cannot stand it ourselves one. For some people, it has to be gradual. For some people, it comes naturally, but some people have to train gradually. It's the same like keeping noble silence. So some people cannot keep noble silence for 3 months. I don't want to talk to anyone for 3 months. Can, but maybe after 1 month, Andy, very tight. I feel very uncomfortable here, very tight. Like that. Yeah, of course tight because not used to it yet. So sometimes have to go through a process where you learn to relax, learn to balance yourself, learn when to take it easy, and learn how to strive balancedly, not through strong effort, but through balancedly, like that. So gradually, getting a little bit away from the topic, but anyway, let me finish. So gradually, as they get settled more and more into the yogi life, more and more into the monk life, then they gradually this life of seclusion, life of disengagement, life of abandoning, gets more and more used to it. As they get more and more used to it, then they gradually they'll be able to do it for longer periods of time. And it's not through like forcing or something like that. If you force yourself, then definitely the mind will not be happy. Then the life will not be happy, and then it's difficult to stay for a long time. But rather, it's a matter of like gradually abandoning the need for company, gradually abandoning the need for talking, associating. But if you need to talk, okay lah, talk lah. Talk finish already, talk mindfully lah, talk finish already. Back to, no need to talk. So we have to train ourselves to gradually no need. We can gradually train to abandon the need for all these things. So this can then gradually physical, bodily seclusion can be enjoyable. Okay, like that. So this is for bodily seclusion. Then the second type of seclusion is citta viveka. Citta viveka means mental seclusion. Okay, mental seclusion. So mental seclusion basically means being away from defilements. Seclusion from defilements. So when we are staying together, and maybe you need to share room, then this is one thing that we have to practice. Mental seclusion. Seclusion from what? Seclusion from defilements. So when we have seclusion from defilement, then actually it's very enjoyable, because that means that you're always on the lookout to abandon defilements, and you enjoy being without defilements. So we can analyze ourselves. What are the things that make us unhappy in our practice? Defilements, ma. If we don't have greed, hatred, delusion inside, then no. If we don't have greed, hatred, delusion inside, then whatever happens outside, whatever people that you meet, whatever phenomena that you encounter, it doesn't matter. Okay, just anicca, dukkha, anatta, impermanence, suffering, non-self. Finish. Like that. But because of greed, anger, delusion, because of attachment, ego, conceit, comparing, want to control, you expectation. Then that's why that's why our monk life or your yogi life becomes suffering. So in order to practice this chitta viveka, seclusion of the mind, we have to be very introspective. We have to always look at ourselves. Because whenever there is suffering, then surely there is some attachment, surely there's some defilement. And that is the chance, that is the time where we have to purify ourselves in order to be able to develop this happiness in our mind. And then as we develop happiness in our mind, then we, monk life or nun life or yogi life, then become happy, like that. Huh? And then this brings us to also, like what the Buddha said, what is unskillful, what is not yet abundant? What are we abandoning? So whatever defilements, whatever that makes you uncomfortable, angry, they should do like this, they should not do like this. This is the way we work here. This is the way that people work. This is the way that you should work efficiently like that. Yeah. For some it's true, but if you have anger over it and then you get upset over it, then that is the thing that we have to abandon. Like that. So if we have this, if we develop this kind of mental inclination, always to abandon, always to think, what do I have to abandon today? Every morning you wake up, today wake up already. Wow, thank God. Thank Buddha. Thank Buddha. I'm still alive. Okay, so what do I have to abandon today? Today, let it be a day of abandoning. Always say like that. Then you will gradually be able to live out chitta viveka, abandoning of disengagement from the defilements. Okay, and then it is this inclination. It is this inclination that gradually gives you the happiness in meditation. This inclination very important, why? Because when we meditate, if we still have attachment to if we still have attachment to objects of seeing, if we have attachment to what we see, hear, smell, taste, touch, and mental objects, ideas, opinions, feelings, expectations, then our mind will not be peaceful. Okay? Includes also how you expect people should eat. Some people say, you eat nasi lemak, coconut rice, Malay coconut rice with sambal. You should use your hand. Use your hand, then more tasty. Why you use your spoon? Not so tasty. Then you go and control people also, Hey, you should use hand. You should use hand. Like that. Hey, this food more healthy. That don't eat that food. not so healthy. Like that. I mean, saying is okay, but if you're controlling people over it, then not so good already. You see how much disturbance that is. Then if you keep thinking about this and this and this, then the mind keeps going out, looking for objects outside. Then how to be peaceful when you have nothing to grasp outside? How to be peaceful when, you're just left with your mind and you have to gradually disengage from the five senses. Then disengage from the thoughts, disengage from other things that are not your meditation subject. How to be peaceful? How to be happy with that? No, cannot, because the habit is always want to be busybody. What's going on over there? If we always have this, what's going on over there? I want to do this. I want to do this. A little bit uncomfortable. I want to do that. And then gradually, we may not be able to be good friends with ourselves when we are alone. When we cannot be at peace with ourselves when we are alone, with our mind, then happiness is very difficult to arise. Okay? So, if we can incline our mind towards disengagement, no need, just now we're talking about no need to associate, no need to talk, right? Now we're talking about, no need to attach lah. no need to be too, no need to get angry over this. If we get angry, purify lah. I meet something, maybe with some bad smell, my karma lah. Maybe with some bad sight, my karma lah. And then you disengage from the defilements, As you purify, you disengage from the defilements. The smell not so good, taste not so good, contact not so good, so hot. Karma lah. We can do something about it, do it. If you cannot do anything about it, bear with it lah. Like that lah. Then gradually, as we continue with this inclination of disengagement, then your mind will be happy when you disengage, ma. If our mind always want to go out, kepo, want to go out, want to be busybody, how? When you sit down, after you sit down for a while, your mind becomes discontent. When your mind becomes discontent, then how? Want to look for things, issues, phenomena to think about already. And that's where all the wandering thoughts comes about. Isn't that so? Right? That's all so before we meditate, if we have not let go of all the things that you have to think, then you find that when you sit down, the things just keep coming up. The issue just keep coming up, especially about past and future. So was like that to me in the past. So will be like that, will do that to me in the future. Then you proliferate. Then mind how to be peaceful lah, cannot lah during meditation, not easy lah. That's why one way to overcome wandering thoughts during meditation is to, very important thing is we have to devalue the value of the thoughts, the issues. We have to remove the value of the thought. For example, of all of the issue. For example, we're thinking about, maybe this Saturday got Dhamma talk. Maybe like example, this Saturday I give Dhamma talk. This Saturday haven't come lah, okay lah. Okay, I gather some information here and there, okay lah, finish lah. Then finish lah. When I meditate, no need to think about it. Not so. One way to do that is before meditation we can tell ourselves. Okay, it's like a little bit like a determination, but some people make determination with force. I will meditate to my best. You see, feast already come. I will meditate hardly, very toughly today. Not like that. But I like to say, like, it's like a gentle assertion to yourself. Okay, say, okay, for this 1.5 hours, anything about the past and the future, not my problem anymore lah. Not like the last talk, not my business lah. No need lah, no need. The important thing is no need to think about it for this 1.5 hours or the 2 hours that you meditate. No need already lah, no need already lah. So when it arises, no need. But you want to come lah, but no need to think about you lah. No need to engage in you lah. Can come again? No need to think about you lah. But you want to come lah. So when there's a lot of no need already, it's a very gradual way of letting go, of disengaging. So sometimes language, the words that we use, can affect the way that our mind and body reacts. Okay, so if for example, if the wandering thought come and you say, you cannot come, then maybe have some very subtle anger and repulsion towards it. Okay, that is using defilement to fight defilement already. Then we are adding oil to the fire. Then you find that as you do that, then 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, then you find that the restlessness just boom. And then for that maybe few hours, you'll find that your mind just cannot calm down. Okay, but rather if we just use very gentle words like no need lah, you want to come, no want to come, never mind, no need lah. No need lah. No need lah. This 1.5 hours, no need to think about this already lah. Wow, so nice. So nice to disengage. No need to take calls anymore. No need to think about this anymore. No need to plan for future anymore. Oh, yo. Then you enjoy the present. Then you enjoy. Gradually, body and mind becomes tranquil. As tranquility comes, then gradually happiness comes. Happiness comes as bliss and happiness and bliss comes. Then concentration comes. So this is how we try to develop the joy of mental seclusion. It's always thinking, abandon lah, no need already lah. This defilement very suffering one. No need already lah. No need already lah. If anger comes, why need to angry? Never mind lah, my karma lah. Let go. So if we develop the joy in abandoning and the joy in letting go, then the joy of seclusion comes. Then at the time you find that gradually as you shift your source of happiness towards abandoning, towards purifying, towards no need lah, then you really no need to think about that. You really don't need a lot of things in life to be perfect before you need to be happy. We really don't need a lot of things that we think that should be like that, and for it to happen before we can be happy. Because because we purify our defilement already, we abandon our defilements already, So whenever there is a chance to have physical seclusion, bodily seclusion, and then whenever there's the chance to have mental seclusion, no need to think about these things anymore. When we sit down, no need to think about past and future already. You're so nice. Every day plan. When you sit, no need to think about right and wrong, good and bad, fair and unfair, justice and injustice. Just the breath as it is. Got breath also okay. No breath also okay. Aiyo. Sure. So nice, right? You're relieved from a lot of mental burden, isn't it? Free from a lot of emotional burden. Just abandoning, abiding in letting go, having the joy, having the joy in mental seclusion, which is abandoning of defilements. Then you get your mind and body gets lighter and lighter. Then gradually, as we practice, and after that, we may be able to attain or experience. I usually like to say experience a certain stillness and calmness of the mind, which we call the jhanas. And after that, when we are able to use that mind to practice vipassana, then we are able to able to experience another kind of a seclusion, which is a third type of seclusion, which is what we call the seclusion in I think it's called substract. We call upadi viveka. So that is the seclusion from defilements at the anusaya level. That means when the noble people, the Aryas, when they achieve path and fruition, then they are able to experience this kind of seclusion from the defilements, which means they not arise anymore already. Like that. So that is the seclusion that we are working towards. But even now, even at the present moment, even if you haven't experienced any jhana state of mind, but still got this joy of seclusion, this joy of seclusion, joy of a bodily seclusion, and for one thought moment, when your defilement arises and you are able to purify it, you are able to enjoy that one thought moment of mental seclusion. So one thought, as you purify one thought, then you enjoy one thought of mental seclusion, two thought, then two thoughts of two moments of mental seclusion, many thoughts, you purify many thoughts, then you enjoy many thoughts of mental seclusion, like that. Huh? So the important thing is about the important thing is about the inclination and letting go. You want to develop it. So as we go about in our daily life, okay, as we go about in our daily life, so as if we have this inclination, always want to be physically secluded and mentally secluded. How? So daily life, how to implement? So like when we gather in the monastery, we usually gather together just for a few things: chanting, and then pindapata, eating, chanting, eating, and servicing, doing service. Other than that, then if there's no need to gather, then just enjoy the bliss of seclusion, right? Then whenever we finish, when we finish chanting, finish our food, we finish our pindapata, and then whenever we finish our service, arise this thought: wow, can physical seclusion already leh. Wow, can meditate, can stay alone by myself already leh. If you cannot stay alone by yourself, I mean, staying alone, if maybe your kuti maybe a little bit noisy or something, and then go to the meditation hall, you sit there, wow, stay alone already, you close your eyes. If very loud outside, that's why I always recommend yogis to have some earplugs, okay? Earplugs are so nice and so wonderful, then when you meditate, if outside very noisy, grass cutting, just pop, okay, finish now. If then if outside people are talking, in your room or other place, if people are talking, okay, pop, okay, finished. Oh, you're in your own world already. Physical seclusion and mental seclusion already. Then another thing, one also very important thing. When you sleep and then the people beside you, very snoring, then you pop. Wow, good night's sleep. Next day, wake up full of energy to meditate already. No problem. Like that. So, earplug also very good. Also helpful. So, whenever we have a chance to have physical seclusion, then we rejoice in it. Oh, very good. Wow, can physical seclusion already. Wow, very good. Can meditate already. Wow, very good. Can one person already. One person, even if you are in the meditation hall, but if you are meditating in one corner, okay lah, one person, okay ma. One person already. Okay lah, one person already. Then if you develop this mental habit, then you find that a lot of joy comes from that. Okay, but if you feel if you find yourself getting upset because you are disturbed, then there is attachment already. That is what we have to purify. Okay, like that. Then for mental seclusion also, it's the same. When we want to develop happiness for mental seclusion, then think about it. Every time you purify your anger, purify already. Can abide in loving kindness or any other meditation subject already. Whenever you purify your mind, so whenever there's chance to learn to be at peace with yourself through meditating, can meditate already, can just let go of the five senses, disengage already, can meditate already. Just learn to be Be friends with yourself and the breath already. Wow, very good, eh? Then we always rejoice in that, rejoice in that, rejoice in that. Habitually. The important thing, habitually. Every day, whenever we have chance to do that, rejoice in it habitually. If it develop into a habit, then ultimately it becomes very joyful. And especially for meditators who have experienced the joy of seclusion already, then always, if we always incline our minds towards it, wow, I can meditate already, wow, I can meditate already, then how to have seclusion, the joy of seclusion when you're doing service? Very easy. When you do service, don't talk to people. Like one example, one story that I last time always share. So how to have joy when doing service? Very easy. When you're arranging the flowers and you slowly, mindfully take the flowers like that. Every flower, offer this to Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. Offer this to Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. Offer this to Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, like that. Then gradually, then even though you are moving, but your mind is not engaged with other people. Your mind is also not engaged with defilements. It is doing it mindfully. Then if you do it like this, there's also a certain extent of seclusion, right? So when we do service, okay lah, sometimes need to talk, but no need to talk. Okay, just do quietly like that. Then you find that you save a lot of energy when you do it like that. Okay. So this is one way, like when we are sitting, can have joy in seclusion. When we are doing work, also can have joy in seclusion also. But that is a moving mindful joy of seclusion. Like that lah. Using all the words I can use. Okay. So hopefully, today's sharing is like this. It's about developing and enjoying seclusion. So hopefully everyone here will be able to have the right attitude in the right mind when you want to disengage from the community. Remember not to hate the community. It's not about hating people or I just want to just don't come near me. Not like that. Rather with loving kindness, just gently disengaging ourselves already, quieting down already, enjoying the quietness already, like that. Having loving kindness for everyone, but we don't have to talk. No need to talk already. No need to associate. No need to associate already. Like that. Then after that, hopefully everyone will be able to develop this joy of seclusion through all the abandoning. Okay, abandoning of all the things that are unskillful. And hopefully everyone will be able to enjoy this. Whether you have jhana or no jhana, this is possible to enjoy. Hopefully everyone will be able to develop this and be able to enjoy this joy of seclusion all the way until all of us attain path, fruition, and nibbana. We stop today. Okay. Okay, so we share merits now. Ittavata cha mehi sambadang punya sambadang sabe deva numodantu sabba sampati siddhya. Ittavata cha mehi sambadang punya sambadang sabe buddha numodantu sabba sampati siddhya. Ittavata cha mehi sambadang punya sambadang sabbe satta numodantu sabba sampati siddhya. Idame nyati nam hotu sukita hontu nyatayo. Idame nyati nam hotu sukita hontu nyatayo. Idame nyati nam hotu sukita hontu nyatayo. Imina punya kame dhamma me bala samagamo Satang samagamo hotu yava nibbana patiya Hidame punyang asavakya vahangotu Hidame punyang nibbana sapachiyo hotu Mama punya bhagan sabha satanam bhajimi Te sabe me samang punya bhagang labandu Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.